Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Saturday. Huge college football slate today, guys. So be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below to get in on the action today. Support the channel. You already know, become a member. And go ahead and sign up with Bro Throw, guys. Join my free private betting group on the site. Totally free to join. Going to be posting a college football teaser today that I do like, and an NFL teaser that I also love tomorrow as well. So you want to stay tuned. That'll be posted before the game start today, so you want to hop in there. And yeah, guys, we'll hop in it. Big action today. A lot of good matchups on the board. Starting with North Carolina versus Virginia. North Carolina opening up as a 7-point road favorite with the over-under at 60. North Carolina coming into this matchup 7-1, or 3-1 covering the spread. Virginia 3-5, 3-5 covering the spread. Head-to-head, North Carolina is 6-4. Yeah, UNC, I mean, they're playing great football here. On a 4-game winning streak. I mean, they've been kind of dominating the ACC. And Virginia, they've looked horrible. 1-4 in their last 5. All 4, I mean, the highest they've scored in their last... They haven't scored more than 20 points in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Their last 7 games, 20 points is the highest they've scored. And this UNC team, I mean, they put up at least the lowest UNC score in the last 7, 8 games is 27. They put up 30 plus, 40 plus every game here. It's going to be tough to trust this Virginia team. I mean, they've looked very bad here, and I'm going to take North Carolina by the half a point just in case. Take a -6.5 and money line on the road. Next matchup, we got Ohio State versus Northwestern. Ohio State opening up as a 38-point road favorite with the over-under at 55.5. Ohio State coming into this matchup 8-0, or 3-1 covering the spread. Northwestern 1-7, 3-5 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Ohio State is 9-1, so they've been dominant head-to-head here. Yeah, Ohio State 9-0 against Northwestern. Undefeated right now. I mean, they're playing amazing football. Ohio State coming off a big Penn State win, 44-31. I mean, they've been dominating that conference. Northwestern, I mean, they're on a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game losing streak. They've been getting killed by, tons of everybody. It's going to be a slaughterhouse for Ohio State. We'll take Ohio State -38 on the road. Next matchup, we got Texas Tech versus TCU. TCU opening up as an 8-point home favorite with the over-under at 69. Texas Tech coming into this matchup 4-4, 4-4 covering the spread. TCU 8-0, 6-1-1 covering the spread. Head-to-head, TCU is 6-4. I mean, yeah, Texas Tech coming off that bad Baylor loss. TCU undefeated, coming off a big West Virginia win. Wins over Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Kansas. I mean, they've been dominating their conference. And yeah, one of the last unbeatens in the league. I mean, they're playing amazing football here. Love the offense. I mean, they put up a lot of points. This is a TCU team that scores a lot. The defense isn't amazing, but it's going to be tough for Texas Tech to keep up. I like TCU to stay undefeated here. I mean, man, they're playing such great football. I mean, TCU -8 and money line at home. Next matchup, we got Tulane versus Tulsa. Tulane opening up as a 7-point road favorite with the over-under at 56. Tulane coming into this matchup 7-1, 7-1 covering the spread. Tulsa 3-5, 2-5-1 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Tulsa is 6-4 head-to-head here. This is a very good Tulane team on a 4-game winning streak. I mean, they're playing very good football here. Tulsa 1-4 in their last 5. They haven't looked that good. And Tulane 5-0 covering on the road, playing good football here. Yeah, taking Tulane here. They're hot. Going to take them -6.5 and money line on the road. Next matchup, we got Michigan State versus Illinois. Illinois opening up as a 16-point home favorite with the over-under at 40.5. Michigan State coming into this matchup 3-5, 3-4-1 covering the spread. Illinois 7-1, 6-2 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Michigan State is 7-3. Michigan State has a bunch of players suspended for this game here with that fight last week, and we'll see how that affects their starters and depth. They're coming off a horrible loss against Michigan, 1-5 in their last 6. Illinois, 3-4 on a 6-game winning streak. Man, they're playing such. Lost to Indiana early in the season, and they've been nothing but on fire ever since. They've looked great. They've been dominating their games on defense. Great run game here. Yeah, I love Illinois -16 and money line at home. Next matchup, we got Oklahoma State versus Kansas. Kansas opening up as a 1-point home favorite with the over-under at 63. Oklahoma State coming into this matchup 6-2, 5-3 covering the spread. Kansas 5-3, 6-1-1 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Oklahoma State is 10-0. They've been dominant head-to-head here. And yeah, Oklahoma State coming off that 48-0 loss against Kansas State. I just don't know what happened last week. They looked absolutely horrible. It's hard to watch. Killed a lot of people's parlays, I'm sure. Definitely hurt mine. Kansas on a 3-game losing streak. They've been struggling. They had a hot start, and then bam, losses to TCU, Oklahoma, and Baylor. It's been tough for Kansas. It really has. And, quarterback injury concerns. Jalen Daniels is questionable against Oklahoma State. We'll see if he does play. That'll be a big addition if he does end up playing here. But yeah, Oklahoma State, they've been dominant against Kansas here. Not in love with this. I'm probably staying away from this game from any of my parlays here, but I'm going to take Oklahoma State money line on the road. They got murdered last week, but they're still a great team here, and Kansas has been struggling the last 3. So I'll take Oklahoma State money line on the road. Next matchup, we got Oregon versus Colorado. Oregon opening up as a 31.5-point road favorite with the over-under at 63. Oregon coming into this matchup 7-1, 6-2 covering the spread. Colorado 1-7, 2-6 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Oregon is 8-2, 7-3 covering the spread. Oregon on a 7-game winning streak. They're playing good football here. Colorado on a 2-game losing streak. They've been absolutely horrible. Just horrible here, and I think they're going to get murdered. Give me Oregon -31.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got Syracuse versus Pittsburgh. Pitt opening up as a 4-point home favorite with the over-under at 48. Syracuse coming into this matchup 6-2, 6-2 covering the spread. Pitt 4-4, 2-6 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Pitt is 8-2, so they've been the better head-to-head team. Syracuse on a 2-game losing streak, coming off a couple losses against Notre Dame and Clemson. 2 tough games for them. Pitt coming off a 2-game losing streak as well. This hasn't been a very good Pitt team here. They've looked very bad on offense. And I'm liking the 4 points of Syracuse here. They're the better team here. And I'm going to take Syracuse Orange +4 on the road. Next matchup. We got the biggest matchup of the day, of the season. We got Tennessee versus Georgia. Georgia opening up as a 9-point home favorite with the over-under at 65. Tennessee coming into this matchup 8-0. 7-1 covering the spread. Georgia 8-0, 4-4 covering the spread here. Head-to-head, Georgia is 8-2. Tennessee undefeated. What a season they're having. Man, it's been great. They've been just killing teams. Beating Kentucky 44-6 last week. They've beaten Bama. They've beaten LSU, Florida, so they've got the big-time signature wins. They're putting up 40-plus points a game here. It's crazy what they're doing. And then Georgia, they're playing great, coming off a nice Florida win. This is a big test for Georgia here with a high-powered offense in Tennessee. I know Georgia's been the better head-to-head team for sure, but this is a different Tennessee team. I think this is Tennessee's year here. They win this, man. They're going all the way, and they have everything in the world on them today. So Tennessee getting big plus money. I do love them as a straight bet today. I'm all over Tennessee. And that +9, love the +9. I think it's going to be a close game here. You're getting them plus a touchdown and more. Taking Tennessee +9 and Definitely take a shot with that plus 265 on the money line here. I think it's going to be a thriller. Next matchup, we got UCF versus Memphis. UCF opening up as a 3-point road favorite with the over-under at 60. UCF coming into this matchup 6-2, 5-3 covering the spread. Memphis 4-4, 3-5 covering the spread. Head-to-head, UCF has been very dominant, 9-1 head-to-head here. UCF coming off a 4-point win against Cincinnati. Memphis on a 3-game losing streak. I mean, they've been struggling here. I like UCF here. I mean, they're coming into the top 25, 14-1 against Memphis. They've been just dominant against Memphis here, playing good football. Give me UCF minus 2.5 and money line on the road. Next matchup, we got Liberty versus Arkansas. Arkansas opening up as a 14.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 61.5. Liberty coming into this matchup 7-1, 4-4 covering the spread. Arkansas 5-3, 4-4 covering the spread. These teams have never played each other. Liberty, I mean, they're playing good football here, coming off a big BYU win. Both teams have beaten BYU here, so BYU's not the greatest team here. Arkansas on a 2-game winning streak, coming off a nice Auburn win and a BYU win. And yeah, I like Arkansas at home. I'm going to buy the point. I mean, they're starting to pick things up towards the end of the season here. Going to be tough against this Liberty team against Arkansas. And Arkansas 10-0 against the independent conference. I'm going to take Arkansas minus 13.5 and money line at home. Next matchup, another huge one on the board. We got Alabama versus LSU. Bama opening up as a 13.5-point road favorite with the over-under at 56.5. Bama coming into this 7-1, 5-3 covering the spread. The Tigers 6-2, 5-3 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Bama is 9-1, where they've been absolutely dominant in the head-to-head department here. Bama coming off a nice Mississippi State win. LSU coming off an Ole Miss win. Both teams coming off nice wins here. Bama 10-1 in their last 11 against LSU. 17-3 on the road. 5-0 on the road against LSU. This is a good LSU team here. Very good. They've really turned things around this season here. It just is Bama. I trust Bama more in these situations. This is a big game for Bama. If they lose 2 games here, I don't think they're making the playoffs. So a lot of pressure on Bama. And I like Bama minus 13.5. I think it's a good priced game, and throw them in your money line parlays on the road. Next matchup, we got Texas versus Kansas State. Texas opening up as a 2.5-point road favorite with the over-under at 54.5. Texas coming into this matchup 5-3, 5-3 covering the spread. Kansas State 6-2, 5-2-1 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Texas is 7-3. Texas coming off that Oklahoma State loss. And then Kansas State coming off a 48-0 win against Oklahoma State. Crazy game for Kansas State. I mean, they've got a lot of momentum after last game here. And they're playing great football. I'm liking Kansas State. I'm going to buy a point. Take it plus 3.5 at home. I think it'll be a close one here. But just love Kansas State in this game here. Coming off a huge game last game. We'll take Kansas State plus 3.5. Next matchup, we got Clemson versus Notre Dame. Clemson opening up as a 4-point road favorite with the over-under at 44. Clemson coming into this matchup 8-0, 4-4 covering the spread. Notre Dame 5-3, 4-4 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Clemson is 3-1. Clemson, undefeated, coming off a big Syracuse win, playing amazing football. Hasn't been the prettiest on offense for Clemson. Not the highest scoring team here, but they get it done with defense, man. And, it's been saving them a lot of these games. Notre Dame coming off a big Syracuse win. They're on a 2-game winning streak. Yeah, they've been dominant against Notre Dame. 6-0 against the independent conference. 5-0 on the road. I just like Clemson to stay undefeated here. I mean, they've been getting it done all season here. And I'm going to take Clemson -4 and money line on the road. Next matchup, we got Michigan versus Rutgers. Michigan opening up as a 26-point road favorite with the over-under at 45. Michigan coming into this matchup 8-0, 4-3-1 covering the spread. Rutgers 4-4, 4-3-1 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Michigan is 7-1, so they've been dominant head-to-head here. Michigan playing great football. Yeah, one of the last undefeated teams here. Coming off a nice Michigan State win. Rutgers 1-4 in their last 5. Coming off a 31-0 loss against Minnesota. Tell you what, if they couldn't score against Minnesota, it's going to be tough for them to score against Michigan here. Give me Michigan minus 26 on the road. Next matchup, we got Wake Forest versus NC State. Wake Forest opening up as a 3-point road favorite with the over-under at 54. Wake Forest coming into this matchup 6-2, 6-2 covering the spread. NC State 6-2, 2-6 covering the spread. Head-to-head, both teams are 5-5, so it's been a pretty even head-to-head battle here. Wake Forest coming off that bad Louisville loss, 48-21. NC State coming off a 1-point win against Virginia Tech. Yeah, without Devin Leary, the offense has definitely struggled for NC State. These last 4 games, they've scored 22, 9, 19, and 20. Wake Forest coming off a bad 21-point game, but this is a Wake Forest team that consistently puts up 30, 40 plus points a game here. I just don't know if NC State's going to be able to keep up here, so I'm going to take Wake Forest minus 2.5 on money line on the road. Next matchup, we got California versus USC. USC opening up as a 21.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 60.5. Cal coming into this matchup 3-5, 4-4 covering the spread. USC 7-1, 5-3 covering the spread. Head-to-head, USC is 8-2, where they've been dominant. Cal on a 4-game losing streak, coming off a bad Oregon loss. USC coming off a nice Arizona win. Yeah, big game for USC here. They need to get a nice win. Should be able to dominate Cal. I'm going to take USC by a point, get a minus 20.5 on, or 20.5 at home. Next matchup, we got UCLA versus Arizona State. UCLA opening up as 11-point road favorite with the over-under at 66.5. UCLA coming into this matchup 7-1, 5-3 covering the spread. Arizona State 3-5, 4-4 covering the spread. Head-to-head, UCLA is 5-5, so pretty even head-to-head here. UCLA coming off that big Stanford win. Arizona State coming off a Colorado win. Yeah, I love UCLA here. Big game for them. They need to come out, get a nice win against this Arizona State team. I'm going to take UCLA minus 11 and money line on the road. And then the last matchup, we got Arizona versus Utah. Utah opening up as a 17.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 67.5. Arizona coming into this matchup 3-5, 5-3 covering the spread. Utah 6-2, 4-4 covering the spread. Utah head-to-head is 6-4 here. Cam Rising is questionable. He did miss that last game. Arizona on a 3-game losing streak. Utah on a 2-game winning streak, but you saw last game, against Washington State, only winning by 4 because they didn't have Cam Rising. If Cam Rising doesn't play, I'm going to take Arizona plus 17.5, but if their quarterback does play, I'm going to take Utah minus 17.5 at home. That's going to be it for the video, guys. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.